Think what you want of the man. Cristiano Ronaldo is currently without a club, and I keep getting asked the question, would you have him at Newcastle? So I'm going to answer it on this video, so stick around. Welcome back to Black and White Banter, Newcastle fans. It feels like a while since I've made one of these videos. And it has been a while since I've made one of these videos because of this daft Winter World Cup going on. So if you are new to Black and White Banter, you've never seen this face before, you've never heard this voice before, you've never even heard of the words Black and White Banter, please, now, give us one of these before you've watched this video, because hitting that like doesn't take very much at all, but it goes a long way for me. And if you like my voice by the end of this, whack the subscribe and get Black and White Banter across every social media channel. I post on there every single day. Never often serious content, but always Newcastle United. So get it. Black and White Banter, all one word. So the reason I'm jumping on a video today, I don't like to do videos about transfer speculation. About, oh, we've been linked with him in a random newspaper today. Let's make a 10-minute video about someone who more than likely isn't going to sign. And Cristiano Ronaldo has been talked about a move to Newcastle on and off now for the past, month, 2-3 weeks. And it's been floating around, yes, but the only reason I'm making this video is because I continue to keep getting asked from friends, from family members, from, just general Newcastle chat, would I take Cristiano Ronaldo at Newcastle? Newspapers are still linking us with him as one of the only clubs that can afford him. So I just thought I'd jump on a video and give my thoughts on, yes, one of the greatest players of my lifetime of football history. But no, I would not take him at Newcastle United. Categorically, no. For so many different reasons. Now, of course, he's without a club. I'm not going to delve into the falling out that he's had with Manchester United. The Piers Morgan interview, I watched little bits of it. In my opinion, absolute joke. It made me really dislike the man. I've been anti-Cristiano Ronaldo most of my life, if I'm being totally honest with myself, because of my dislike for Man United. And that's where, obviously, the man properly ignited his career under Alex Ferguson. I've always been a bit more Team Messi, if you were going to get into that debate, because I think he's the more naturally gifted alien of a footballer. But, can't doubt it, one of the best goal scorers of all time, one of the best players of all time. But that is the last thing that Newcastle United need right now. So, aside from anything else, realistically, I don't care what anyone says, and if I'm wrong on this video in 2 months' time, a month's time in the January transfer window, I'll do a video apologising. I really will. I'll run around my street bollock naked. But Eddie Howe, if I was to think of any player that I thought was further from Eddie Howe's thinking, Eddie Howe's ideology for this team, whether it's playing style, whether it's mentality, whether it's just dressing room, everything. Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm not even kidding you, would be top of that list of the least likely player for Eddie Howe to sign. He'd be top, which I know sounds crazy because he's one of the greatest players of all time. And I've got no doubts about it. Eddie Howe fully respects Cristiano Ronaldo. But Eddie Howe is trying to build a team that's all about high press. It's all about the right mentality. And don't forget, Eddie Howe, when he first came into Newcastle United, when he went for different positions in each of the 2 windows his manager's in now, he could have gone for the big names. He could have. So we needed, he went after a goalkeeper in the summer. He could have made a £50 million for Oblak from Atletico Madrid if he wanted to. Just off the top of my head as a high-profile goalkeeper. He could have made a cheeky bid for Manuel Neuer from Bayern Munich. Probably wouldn't have got him. Probably is the light word for that one, because he definitely wouldn't have got him. But he could have, because that's kind of the money that Eddie Howe has at his disposal if he pushes a player to our owners. And he's trying to build the right characters for that dressing room. He's trying to build it around a team, players of a certain age. Cristiano Ronaldo is pushing his late 30s now. He's past his peak. He's still absolutely incredible footballer. He's leading Portugal as we speak to the knockouts of the World Cup. He banged in 24 goals for Man United. I think he was their player of the season in the Premier League last year. But it has to be about him. The reason he's not happy at Man United is because he's a substitute. So you look at Newcastle's team, what we're all about. There's no big-time Charlies in there. There's no egos that Eddie Howe has to keep happy. That's what Ronaldo would bring. Not only would Ronaldo disrupt that, he would disrupt the structure of our wages. Ronaldo would command 200, 300, 400,000. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I do not believe Amanda Staveley and Co are wanting to pay that to footballers. I think our highest paid player is on about 120,000 a week. Not only that, you've got Callum Wilson. And this might sound a crazy statement to some Newcastle fans, I don't know. Callum Wilson would get in ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo for me at the moment every day of the week. And the reason I say that is because of his pace, his playing style with that high press that's working so amazingly well for us sitting third in the league. And he's a natural goal scorer as well. So he can do all that stuff that Cristiano Ronaldo can do, to a degree. I know Cristiano Ronaldo's capable of bicycle kicks and freak goals. But again, he's getting to the latter of his career. And then you've got Isak. Don't forget about Isak. Isak he's been injured for so long now. He's looking like he's going to be back for the January games. £58 million worth of striker that no Newcastle fans seen. So he comes into that striking conversation. Yes, he can play on the left-hand side. So that's just another reason why Cristiano Ronaldo would be a silly signing. He's not going to come and sit on Newcastle's bench. And the last thing I want at Newcastle is a player who is capable of going to Piers Morgan, of all people, and doing an interview mid-season about everything that's wrong with the football club. Can you imagine him doing an interview, hypothetically, in 6 months' time? He comes to Newcastle, he sits on the bench for too many games than what he would like, and he does an interview slating Greg's pasties, slating ham and peas pudding sandwiches, slating Eddie Howe, slating Amanda Staveley for false promises. It's just the furthest player on the spectrum that we need right now. That's not what this project is about. You know, Man City, when they got taken over, they bought Robinho and whatnot from day one. We've brought in high-profile players in your Sven Botmans and your Brunos, but high-profile players who are still developing into an even better player. Cristiano Ronaldo is at the peak of his powers. He's an ego-driven, ego-obsessed footballer, and Newcastle United in my opinion, can see no fit purpose for him anywhere. Now, I was very surprised to watch another Newcastle fan channel that said that they were very much for him because he would be a better player than Chris Wood. Oh yeah, get your head screwed on. Cristiano Ronaldo is not signing for Newcastle to be Newcastle's backup striker who comes on with 5 minutes to go. If he was going to do that, he could probably do that for a Real Madrid or a Juventus, or I know he's played for them, but one of the bigger teams, and get a much higher pay and probably be a 5-minute substitute for a team maybe about to win the league or win the Champions League. He's not going to do that at Newcastle in the north of England. I was just blown away by some of the stuff I've seen about Ronaldo, but hey, maybe I'm the only one who doesn't want him at Newcastle, and I don't even know whether this is happening. The only reason I've done this video is because it keeps getting talked about. And yes, of course we can afford him. Yes, of course our owners, our Saudi Arabian owners, are going to want a player like him profile-wise, because that's going to skyrocket our football club. But I'm not being funny. Other channels that I've watched talking about Cristiano, I'll keep talking about how it could be great for Newcastle from a global brand building perspective. I'm sick of hearing about that sort of stuff. Yes, our brand, it's important that we grow so we can grow as a football team, but I am not thinking about signing a footballer so we can sell shirts to some random Saudi Arabian and Chinese fellas across the pond. That doesn't bother me as a football fan. I want to see the team that I'm watching now continuing to grow, and this playing style to not be disrupted by an ego-obsessed footballer coming in the latter of his career, and all of the headlines every single time Newcastle kick a ball being about, is Ronaldo playing? Is he off the bench? There's Ronaldo, there's Ronaldo. It would just get ridiculous, and that's the last thing I want. But Newcastle fans, please let me know. Cristiano Ronaldo, I know for a fact there's going to be some of you out there who idolise him, love him to pieces, maybe your kids love him to pieces as well. Would you, hypothetically, want him to come in Newcastle in the January transfer window? I'm curious to get your thoughts, because I certainly wouldn't. He's the furthest player, attacking-wise, from what I would want as a next Eddie Howe signing for this amazing season that we find ourselves on. So let me know in the comments. And you've stuck around this long, Newcastle fans, whack that like. Go on, please whack that like. It really goes a long way. And hit the subscribe button whilst you're on. The road to 1,000 subscribers is still ongoing. The videos have been a bit quieter because we're in the downtime of the Winter World Cup. I'm not going to do England videos. but I may touch down for a couple of World Cup related Newcastle topics. But if not, the countdown to them fixtures over Christmas is on, and I cannot wait to get back in St James's Park. Thank you very much for watching, Newcastle fans. Enjoy the rest of the World Cup, and I'll see you on the next video. How are the lads without Cristiano Ronaldo?